So this is a sample. Of course, this is the white window, but this has the low E. So you talked about that, the tint that they put on the glass. This blocks out about 95% of the UV rays.
Okay.
It is dual pane. That definitely helps out. Now this is what they call a weep hole. The old windows, the aluminum windows, is just a hole. If you spray water in here and water penetrates through the weather stripping, it's designed to go down to the track and drain out through these little holes.
Oh.
Milgard actually added this cap. They call it a weep hole cover, but it's got a cap over it so that way you don't get bugs trying to come inside. So some companies are still doing it where they just drill a hole. You'll see it, it's a little slot. That's how they did the old windows. For the most part, it's not a problem, but if you get bugs or they find a way, they come right inside.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of the nice features. Brand new weather stripping, brand new screen, all that stuff.
Okay, and this would match most of the windows in the neighborhood?
I mean, very similar. I'd be lying if I said that you wouldn't be able to tell a difference between what's in there now and replacing the window, mainly because of the installation. That's just really the way they install it. The newer windows do have a little bit of thicker frame compared to the old windows.
Okay.
So that's kind of. But I mean,
I
the
just don't want
color's
any
similar.
trouble with the HOA if something isn't exactly the same. I can't imagine them complaining too much.
I'd say the colors is usually key, so that may be something she may want to submit to the HOA to get approval, just to make sure. Usually they want to see a picture, and then there's pictures and brochures.
Okay. Yeah, the brochure that you gave me?
Yep. And then I worked up a quote.
Okay.
So this talks a little about what to expect, and then I'll give you my card in case she has a question. But protect the house. My installer would actually come out and do a final measure before we'd order. So if we decide to order, my installer will come out. They'll do a final measure and then tell me what size to order off of. We caulk them. We test them to make sure they slide. Provide continuous cleanup, and then we haul away the old windows.
Okay.
So everything's included. Milgard is the manufacturer. Tan. They call this the style line, but that's the brochure I gave you.
Okay.
They're all dual pane. They all come low E, which is that tint.
Okay.
So this is the big window, $287.98. It's the cost of the window. There is a minimum labor fee. Anytime we're doing one window, regardless of the size, minimum labor is $269. So if we're just doing one, it's $269 labor, $48 for some materials for insulating and installation, with tax $635.
Okay.
If she were to do both, the minimum labor charge doesn't apply. I mean, it's based just on the size of the window, but $388 is the labor for two windows, with material and tax $1012. So I mean, it's about, what is that, $370 more, and you should get an extra window. So I guess it just depends on.
So the second window was broken at some point, and there's one pane of glass there.
It looks like what happened, and I'm not an artist, but on that you got the one window on the front that is kind of your main issue. This one here, what they did is once upon a time, this piece of glass was replaced. It must have been broken. I can definitely tell this one, this one, and this one, and this one are all a little different compared to that one.
Yeah.
This one, it looks like was broken and they never replaced it. So I would say you got double pane, double pane, double pane, and then single pane.
So that's why I had so many bugs on that windowsill, because remember when we were vacuuming, they were on both windowsills? Thought they were coming from the big window, but actually they were coming from.
It's very possible. I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure.
Yeah.
Just because there's probably so many little holes. I mean.
Wait, you think it was coming from the little one?
Yeah, I can't tell you for sure. It could very well be coming from both of them. All I know is that on the little one of the piece of glass is missing. So I would imagine it's easier to get through one layer of glass than two pieces of glass.
Oh, I got you. 'Cause she said she just replaced that.
I don't know.
Okay.
If she replaced it, she replaced just the glass, which is very possible. I mean, it looks like that one's been replaced.
If it was broken or something,
Exactly.
she just fixed the pane of glass.
If it's just cosmetic, that's what they do. It looks fine. It usually lasts for a while. But I don't think, for whatever reason, they didn't fix. Maybe this one, both layers of glass got broken, so they fixed both layers.
Okay.
This one, only one of the two pieces of glass broke, so they just
Yeah.
said, we'll just leave it like that. And most people don't ever notice.
Yeah,
So.
that's fine.
But I'll give you a copy of the quote. I'll give you one of my cards.
Okay.
If you have any questions, give me a call.